Hey, this is about shopping for courses and figuring out which courses are worth your time, attention, and money. And what this will do for you is enable you to figure out which things are an absolute waste of time, which things aren't worth your attention, and which things aren't worth your money. Because honestly, we don't all have unlimited time and attention, and a lot of us don't have unlimited money to spend on things which turn out to be a complete waste of time, and therefore, well, that's a really bad deal. Because if you invest your time, attention, and money in something, well, the time you spend and the attention you spend on something, you can't get that back. Money you can make, but you cannot roll back time you wasted on something that doesn't do what it's supposed to do for you, or doesn't do as advertised, or you've been told something and it doesn't do what you thought it would do. And so this is to save you a lot of heartache and trouble, and to stop you from wasting time on crap, because I've done that. And this is based on 2 decades of being exposed to a ton of therapies: coaching, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, energy this, alignment that, acupuncture. I've done 3 kinds of acupuncture with that, just to be able to figure out if it's worth including in my practice or not. And because most of my patients are people I help with resolve pain, I try to incorporate anything that can reduce pain. So physical, emotional pain, whatever the kind of pain, I've been trying to figure out how to help my patients overcome these pains or alleviate them. So anything that's useful: hypnosis, coaching, NLP, whatever works. Yeah, I've looked at it all. And so I hope this helps you not waste as much time as I have figuring out what works, what doesn't, and what's worth my time and what's not. Yeah, so first off, why are you buying into a course? Okay, if let's say it's a certification program, I tell you there's a lot of certification stuff out there for stuff that's made up, that really doesn't do people any good. That's just like really good branding and it sounds amazing, but it turns out to be just one form or another of rebranded hypnosis. And if you're gonna use a placebo and coat it up in some highfalutin new course, I don't know how these people stomach it. You might as well call it what it is. It'll look energetic or spiritual, and in most cases, hey, up to you to sort that out. But from what I've seen, a lot of stuff out there is hypnosis. How it works, it's still the mechanism of hypnotherapy. The basics aren't the same. You grab someone's attention, you find some way to speak to the unconscious mind instead of the conscious mind, and you say something useful that doesn't need to be heard, but can be heard by the conscious mind. But who you're really talking to, who you're really speaking to, is the unconscious mind, and you're bypassing the conscious mind. So whatever it is, come on, it could be like putting a leaf on your forehead that gets attention, shouting at someone like an exorcism type of ritual that gets a person's attention. So all of these therapies, they have some commonalities, and so here's the first point: are you enrolling in something? What's your reason for enrolling in something? Are you picking up a certification course not because you need the certification or want the certification or are going to use the certification, but just because it's kind of sort of the closest match, or it's the only exposure you have to a new technology? So, by example, you are in sales and then you see a course for hypnosis or hypnotherapy. Is it a match? Did you really need some form of therapeutics for what you're trying to do? Or are your goals actually different? does your need match what's being offered? Is what's being offered a match for your needs at the moment? And that's another thing. It's different when you have limited resources and time and attention, and you can't buy everything on planet Earth and figure out how to finish or complete every course on planet Earth. So you have to look at a judicious use of your time. And when you're looking at something, it's a waste of time if you're projecting, oh, I could use it in this scenario, rather than, can you actually use it right now? I mean, figure out if it's actually useful for your purposes right now, or if you're just trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole, if you're just trying to look for the nearest connect, or if that's your only exposure and you don't know anyone else offering anything remotely similar to it, but you've spoken with the organizers and it doesn't seem to be a fit, and they haven't demonstrated fit worthiness in your field or what you're trying to do, but you're thinking, yeah, maybe I can use it somewhere, somehow, sometime down along the line. Well, it's different if you've got tons of money to spare and lots of attention and lots of time. And not everybody has that much time to spare, that much time to waste. And a lot of people who think they have that much time to waste are deluded, because time flies. Time passes really quickly. And if you're invested in something that doesn't serve you and those you love really well, starting in the moment, if the most basic of things that you need to take care of, that you want to pay attention to, isn't taken care of, and you're spending that time instead embroiled in something that may or may not serve you in the long term or ever, well, that's a waste of time, and it's running in the opposite direction of where you'd like to go. So my invitation is, you figure out first, what do you actually need something for? Do you actually need something for? Like, were you genuinely looking, and what were you looking for? And the thing you find, was it just accidental, or does it actually, even if it were accidental, I mean, your exposure to it, does it actually fulfill a need? Does it do what you need it to do? Let me clarify. So there's a course, and let's take a nutrition course, because I see a lot of these newfangled courses coming out. And anything medical seeming or medical related is an easy sell to people and to supposedly incoming practitioners or therapists, because there's a market, there's a ready market. You spoof yourself off as a medical doctor, or you say you're an alternative, and a nice way to rebrand is to say that there's a place for everything, including the standard medical stuff. That's brilliant, because that kind of brainwashing deludes people to think that all branches of medicine and pseudoscience and pseudomedicine and alternative or complementary so-called medicine are about equal. But I guarantee you, if you break a bone, you've got to go to your orthopedic surgeon. Yeah. And despite beautiful, brilliant, amazing claims, not everything has been rigorously tested as the stuff that gets into standard mainstream practice. There are reasons, not just supposed brainwashing, but there are actual reasons why we need randomized, controlled, double-blind studies, why we need scientific backing, why when your physician speaks with you, he's not, if he's worth his salt, he's not talking from opinion. He's talking from medical opinion. He's not talking about what he knows, but he's speaking from what the community has known for the longest time to be true, and has tested to still hold up to be true, despite attempts to take it down and prove it false. And it's best art, best practices, and not all courses look at that. So when you're checking out a course, is what you're enrolling worth it? Like, is it even real? Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in the health, for example, the health coaching space, left and right like mushrooms after a thunderstorm. Health coaching, nutrition coaching. But let's go back to that nutrition thing. I've seen courses where their main selling point was, how much money can you make coaching for nutrition? Yeah. So you see that the point is to make money from coaching for nutrition. Nice. So it's a profession. It's of some sort. It's a practice. It's something you enroll in to make money. That's the primary selling point. So if you go in and it isn't making you money, well, was it worth your money? If the point was, here's a nutrition course and you will know how to take care of patients better, you know the right protocols, you'll be updated, and you will never be in the dark about how to best handle the nutrition needs of your clients or patients. And if that's what you were looking for, perfect. So let me simplify. What's the main selling point of a course? Is it therapeutics or is it making you money? Because a lot will try to pretend it's one or the other, and both, okay? But when you enroll in a course, are you enrolling in it, come on, honestly, to make money or to serve? Because it's genuinely possible, and I've been lucky that way, to be paid money doing something you actually like, doing something you actually love. But a lot of people get into the wrong courses because they find out too late it's not what they deluded themselves that it should be. Like the signs were there. They didn't really bother checking if they fit, if the course fit their needs. No. Granted, there are some courses which are actually deliberately a waste of money because they lie. They have extravagant claims which are unbacked, unfounded. You are sold on future projections which haven't actually happened for the people selling you the courses. They're claiming that you will get results they have not gotten. That's crap. So my invitation for you is to first figure out really what do you need right now, so that you can find something that matches what you need right now. And then look at all the courses and see which one's a match, and then make sure you're non-delusional about it. Like, even if it seems like it's a match, is your head clear? Because if your head isn't clear, your mind will play tricks on you, and it will seem like the only offer that's in front of your face is the magical offer that you definitely should take. I'm not saying browse 10,000 choices, but I am saying look for alternatives, look for options, and if it turns out that this seems to have what I need, sure, consider getting that. And here's the non-delusionality clause. Like, really check in with what you really need, and check in with the program. Does it really deliver? Will it really deliver? And make sure that you're not making it up in your head. This sounds silly for me to have to tell you this, but it's been my experience for the longest time that a lot of people get themselves into courses that it turns out they will never use. They never really needed, and it was just something, that wasted time. Now, some people are in these courses because they just want to meet people, or they want to network, or they want to sell you something. Yes, I've been to some where some attendees went there to make classmates that they could sell MLM products to go to courses, people who go to courses so they can network. That's another thing. If that's what you're trying to do, hey, I don't approve of it, but you might as well go to something that has the quality and caliber of people that you're actually looking for. But disclaimer, I don't recommend it. There are less annoying ways to burn bridges with people you just met. Okay, so back to the courses. Is the course useful? And can you really use it? Key example, if you enroll in a therapy, are you enrolled in it primarily to make money? Come on, let's be honest. And in which case, you might as well enroll in a course that teaches you how to make money using the course you're supposedly enrolling with. If you're trying to learn the skill, you might as well enroll in a course that's primarily designed to make sure you get the skills. These are two different things. And it's very rare that a course delivers in a balanced way both, like the learning skills aspect and the economics aspect. Honestly, if you need to learn sales and marketing, then you should probably be looking for sales and marketing courses. If you're looking for financial stuff, you should probably be looking at financial stuff. If you're looking at therapy courses and you're looking at them primarily because you actually really want to help people and you end up to be great at it, bingo, guess what? You know, people find out you're good, maybe fit in some marketing, maybe, but even just word of mouth, a word gets out that you're really good, that you're really helpful, guess what? People go to you. That takes care of things. But if you're primarily after just the money aspect, enroll in something that's for the money aspect. Okay, let's say, for example, you've done a course and the thing you didn't learn from the course is, okay, now I have the skills. How do I let people know that I have these skills? Oh, that's different. You look for a course that teaches you how to market your skills. Yeah. Very often we get into courses misleading ourselves on top of being misled by others, that a course is the thing that we're looking for. So, my example, you're, I don't know, a team leader of some sort, a manager, a captain of industry, and you see a hypnotherapy course. Is that a match? You see a conversational hypnosis course. Is that a match? Do you really need a piece of paper? Certification. Is the piece of paper of any worth? Are there actually people who have a proven track record of backing up the training that they've done for you? Is this the training that you're getting, have gotten, or are going to get? Is it worth anything? Is it any good? And sometimes you really gotta enroll in a few things. I get that. You enroll in one thing for the skill, and you enroll in another thing for how to market the skill. That happens. My invitation is just to figure out first, critically, what do I really need? What do I really want right now? And then look for the course that matches that. And above all, my invitation is you find something that's actually really helpful to people, and you be of genuine help to people. Because if you genuinely help people, yeah, word gets around. In one of my current practices, I'm very fortunate that I don't have to market because word gets around. Everyone we've had as a patient for the last almost 20 years, they've been referrals from other patients. They haven't been like, you make a post and then people ask. No, these are people who find out about you from other people and then they seek you out. I've been very fortunate that way. So I'm kind of saying, you might like to build that in. Like, do you just want to get by and pick up something? Are you just learning something for yourself? Are you learning something to make money off it? Are you learning something because it's a passion of yours? Are you learning something to help people? And then, how good do you want to be? Which is a funny thing to factor in, but really, if you're the best at something that's of genuine service to other people, people seek you out, and that kind of takes care of the marketing side. But learning marketing on top of what you're doing, it's something I didn't learn to do in the past. We weren't encouraged, we didn't know. And as a culture, the medical profession shies away from this. But it's useful to understand, it's useful to know. So let's wrap this up. Summary. What you've gotten is an introspective understanding of a non-delusional way of looking at courses for therapy. So much so that you first figure out what you really want and what you're going to use it for. And then you look for what's truly non-delusionally a match for what you need. What you actually want, what you actually need. Does the program you're going to enroll in actually take care of those needs? And do your research, man. Do your research. I hope this has been useful. Cheers.